Hello and welcome to The Well-Dressed Mind, where we explore the intersection of personal style and professional success. I'm your host, Lindsay Nicholas. In this series, we'll have honest conversations with accomplished individuals, leaders, creatives, entrepreneurs, about how they've built their lives, their careers, and their identities. Because style isn't just what you wear, it's how you show up to the world. It's a signal of self-worth, a reflection of values, and sometimes a quiet source of power. Here, fashion isn't frivolous, it's foundational, and I can't wait to share these stories with you. Welcome to The Well-Dressed Mind, and this is our New York Fashion Week edition, so we're very, very, very excited. Today we have with us Ayron Bloss. Ayron is a wardrobe stylist from Fort Worth, Texas, and we've known each other for a few months now since we've opened our store in Fort Worth, and Ayron has been up here to go to all the shows for New York Fashion Week as part of her job. So welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to be here.
We're very excited to have you. So your career is amazing.
Thank you.
So talk us through, like, when did you first know that fashion was your calling? How did you know?
I feel like people always have like a pivotal moment where they were like, aha. Growing up, I was such a girl's girl. Like I had the Barbies and paper dolls and, you know, the fake little high heels and stuff. So I think really for me, it was kind of middle school age.
Okay.
I'm still playing with Barbies.
I was playing with Barbies, I think from 3 to like 13. And then I heard something recently, like the average lifespan of a kid playing with the Barbies, like 6 months.
Oh my gosh.
I loved my Barbies.
Well, that would make sense for us fashion girls that we love our Barbies and we held on to them for a very long time.
Very long time.
So I distinctly remember when Clueless came out. And, you know, they had the matching sets and the knee-high socks and the Mary Janes. And I was cutting my Barbie clothes up to make them look more trendy and cute. And I think that it just really stemmed from there.
Did you, getting off topic, Barbie topic, did you ever take push pins and put them in their ears to make them look like they had pierced ears?
No, because my Barbies usually did have pierced ears.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember like the little plastic pieces that they had and you could switch them out?
I think my Barbies were older than your Barbies.
They were.
Yeah.
And you know what? The vintage Barbie, like the original, she was way cool.
Yeah, she was way cool.
She was way cool. I love the little carry case that she was in. It was
so
adorbs.
First piece of clothing that you bought that you're like, okay, this is the piece of clothing that's defining my style, that wasn't like, you know, your mom bought it or somebody else bought it for you. What's that piece of clothing and how did it make you feel? And is it still something that reflects your style today?
My style has evolved so much, especially in the short time that I've been a stylist.
Okay.
I know that people have a specific style and I love that. For me, style is about how you're feeling.
Yep.
So some days I'm feeling a little bit more polished and reserved. Some days I'm feeling a little bit more street. So it's kind of difficult to say, but I would say one of my favorite pieces that I have is my Chanel 19 bag. And that was kind of like my moment where I was like, ooh, you know, this is it. This is classic. I love the different colored metals in the chain. It's good quality. I don't know. I love it.
I've never had a Chanel bag, I have to admit. I've got a good bag collection, but I've never had a Chanel. It's going to be like next on the list for the bag collection.
Yeah, I think that that's a good piece to have in there.
So what's your process when you're working with clients? How do you get to know their style? Are you invoking a little bit of your style or is it all about listening? How does that actually happen? What's your process?
So a lot of women come to me because they struggle in the closet. They don't know what to wear. And I'll tell you,
struggle in the closet. I love that expression.
Struggle in the closet.
I think I've never heard that expression before. I love it. Struggle in the closet. Okay.
But it's true though. And the saying a closet full of clothes and nothing to wear is a very true thing.
100%. We hear that all the time.
We are emotional, right? We buy off of impulse or, oh my gosh, this is so pretty. And women take it home and then they don't have anything to wear it with. So kind of my process is really just to get in there and see what they have. You know, does it fit? Where are we going? You know, does it fit your lifestyle? And then closet edits, getting that stuff out of there, getting an eye of like, what are we missing? Do we need more basics? Do we need more denim? Do we need more coats? More casual stuff? You know, if you're a stay-at-home mom and you're running around doing stuff for the kids, we don't need 10 ball gowns in the closet, right?
Exactly.
And then my shopping is very intentional with my clients. From there, we just, you know, I come to their home and I bring them all these beautiful things from all these different designers, and you guys are one of them.
Which we love. Thank you very much.
Of course. I love your stuff. We try things on and then we move on to the styling. Everybody gets a beautiful photo album on their phone of all their styled looks.
Nice.
So you literally pull your phone up and you're like, okay, this, you know, makes me feel X, Y, and Z today, and I'm going to get dressed like that.
Okay. I used to be, actually, when I lived in New York, so I used to be on the board for the Association of Image Consultants International many moons ago. And I used to do, as a side hustle when I was working in advertising, I did wardrobe styling with women, executive women, and I would go to their house and do what you're talking about. I'm sure you do it much better than I do it, but I did it back in the day. And the one thing that I noticed is across houses, there was always certain things that every woman had. What are there things, or are there brands that you walk into? Is there a, like, let's just say it's a black shell, and what do you find overall women are missing in the wardrobe, or is it a very personal thing?
It's a very personal thing, and I have to say that living in the South, in Texas, there is a specific style that women like to wear. I'm not from there, so being from, more of the West Coast and then up north, I was like, what is this? What are we doing? And everybody has it in their closet. But a lot of people, I think, miss their basics.
Okay.
Building a capsule wardrobe, having these basics that you can interchange. Like your top that you have on right now is such a great basic, right? Because you can pair it with this beautiful trouser that you're wearing, with denim, with a skirt. We can throw leather over it. We can throw a trench over it.
I wear this all the time. This is our frill top. And one thing that we go for with all of our pieces is we make sure that the basics aren't so basic, because it's easy to get a basic, but it's got to have something special, like it's got to have a detail, whether it's a lining or the way it's sewn. So we really take the time whenever we're making something to go, okay, what can make this more special? Because basics don't have to be basics. A basic white t-shirt doesn't have to be a basic white t-shirt. It can have a design element to it that makes it special, so it still feels special when you wear it. I think that's really important.
Yes, and I like that too. So when you, like, for example, like this beautiful detailed ruffle sleeve that you have on here and on the collar, when you take off your jacket or whatever that you're wearing over it, it's still special, and you're like, oh, that's just like a black.
Yep. Because you could just do a black shell with nothing.
Yeah.
But this gives it a little bit of a little joie de vivre.
Yeah,
So
personality, or
we
some
love it.
Funness. Yeah. Yes.
So in your own life, and you talked about how some days you're a little bit more, you might be a little bit more street. Do you plan your wardrobe? Like, do you plan out the week? Do you do it the night before? Or do you get up in the morning and you're like, today I'm a rock star and this is what I'm going to wear?
I love that. Today I'm a rock star. So the only time I really plan out outfits is when something like coming to Fashion Week, because we are in such a tight schedule that I cannot be scrambling to put things together. I have tried to pull out outfits the day, like, for the week. Climate in Texas, it could say that it's going to be 80 and it's like 65. So I'm like, okay, well, we can't wear this. Throughout my time of trying to do that, I've realized that what I picked out the night before is not how I feel the next morning. That's the kind of the beauty of, clients having their photo album, is that maybe they feel a certain way, on a certain day.
Yeah. I always try to be that planner. I always try to say, like, this is my outfits for the week. Here's the shoes. And I'm exactly like you.
Yeah.
I get up in the morning and I'm feeling, all my clothes are like, I probably don't have different, I'm probably never a rock star, but,
come on.
I might put the chain belt on to make it a little bit more rock starry, but I think I've had the same aesthetic since I was a kid. Like, I look at, sort of adjectives when I was young, and probably when I was doing my styling as well, I put adjectives together that I'm elegant, I'm intelligent, I'm minimalist, and all the adjectives that I would put around it. And I can find those notebooks now, and I'm still that same person. Like, I use the same adjectives now that I did when I was 19. And my dream outfit now is probably still something that I was 19.
Yeah.
And it did have cowboy boots, but I don't have the legs for cowboy boots.
But that's okay. I mean, you can still, like, one of your skirts, there was one that came down the runway that was almost like a handkerchief looking type.
Yeah,
that
beautiful.
Would be really
Isn't
cute with
gorgeous?
like a right cowboy boot.
Yeah, that's our new slit skirt with the placement flower. Not to talk product. We'll get back to it.
That's
yes,
okay.
yes.
Sorry.
No, but I do love it.
In.
So you've gone to so many shows. What are you seeing? What are you seeing the trends for spring, summer? What do you see is going to happen for next year?
Oh, there's so many polka dots and stripes and black and white. And we're really seeing polka dots and stripes right now too, which I think is great.
I love polka dots. My friend Michael says that polka dots are the spring version of leopard, which I love. Okay. Yeah. And I'm like, and you sort of let that sink in, and I'm like, that's actually very true. But I do, polka dots. I think polka dots should always be in. I think they're fabulous.
I think they are too, and I feel that way about leopard.
Yep.
I say that leopard is a staple.
Always. It's the best neutral you can possibly have.
No, it really is. And even if you like to wear a lot of black, or you like to wear a lot of brown or beige, I think it works. When you do it well, it works.
Anything else coming that you think is big?
Denim is still huge.
Yeah,
I'm still seeing like denim jumpsuits, denim trench coats, still the oversized horseshoe, or the balloon, whatever they're calling them.
Barrel, yeah, whatever. Yes. They've got a million different names, but yes.
Barrel.
One of our someone on our board of directors has the most every time we see her. Like, she changes her clothes all the time. She's been on this podcast before, Becca Wegman, and she has the most fabulous denim dress. It's like a denim jumpsuit dress. It's the best thing ever. We're trying to steal it off her. We're going to do a line of denim, but that's going to come down the road.
Be my next question.
Yes, we're going to go. I've been looking through denim factories in LA, because that's where you really have to make denim. I think everyone's making denim in LA these days.
Yes.
So we're looking for some denim. So hopefully that'll be a thing.
Well, honestly, LA has the best denim.
Yeah.
You know, I worked down in Garment District for a very short period of time in LA, and they do have really great denim.
You work in partnership with another woman.
Yes.
And how does your business relationship, how do you find when you're sort of working together at such a high level with these amazing clients? I imagine your clients are the stories that you could tell about your clients, I'm sure is just incredible.
Yes.
How do you find working with other women and your collaborative experiences together?
Yeah, so as you know, you've met Bonnie Smith.
Yes.
She owns SWB Agency.
She's amazing.
She is amazing. She's one of the best people that you could ever meet, work for. We have such a beautiful working and friend and personal relationship. So I love that. We are so busy that we don't really get to spend a lot of time together.
Yeah.
Our clients are amazing. The Dallas-Fort Worth stylist community is very small. We know a lot of people. You know, the stylists all know each other, if that makes sense. It's just it's a great community. Yeah. And, you know, there's no competitiveness.
Yeah.
What is the saying about women? Like, we don't need to compete. There's enough for everybody.
Yeah, and I do believe collaboration is the best way. It's all about everybody helping everybody, and then there's a better outcome for everybody.
Yeah. Well, also, we're not for everybody, you know, just like in personal relationships and daily life, you don't get along with everybody. Or, you know, or like even being a designer, right? Like, we're specific. And
it's interesting in the design world because there's a bit of both, as you talked about in the styling world, that there's people that are really like, here's my factory, they're great, let me share with you. Mm-hmm. And then other people that think, here's my factory, but if you go to my factory, then you're my competition. I believe competition raises everybody up. And even in retail, like, people get upset when a store, you know, a like store opens near them. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, bring them all on. Like, I want to be in a whole strip of stores like us. And then when you want the white suit, you can go into all the stores and hopefully you come into our store and choose our white suits. I do think that it brings people together. I think it brings a community together when people are all working together.
Yeah.
So you've seen a lot of shows.
Mm-hmm.
What's been your favorite show so far?
Honestly, yours. I know. But there's something to be said about having it in the street of New York, with the hustle and bustle, and the music was great.
Yeah. Bringing it back to its roots is how we felt. Like, it was really, it did feel like a real New York experience. And obviously, you know, here we are on the rooftop of the Walker Hotel, and we're having an amazing New York experience here. So I think it's really important.
Yes. And I think sometimes people get away from the funness and the difference and the uniqueness of what fashion really is, and they get really like serious. Yeah, fashion's not serious. It should be fun and exciting and being expressive of who you are. And hey, if you're serious like that, that's cool. That's you know, but
you gotta push yourself to the edge a little bit to try new things. Do you get your clients to do that? Do you stay in where they want to stay, or do you try to get them a little bit out of their comfort zone?
Oh, every time I get them out of their comfort zone, and mostly because a lot of them have done the same thing over and over, right? So you're hiring me for a reason.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I do get some pushback on some people, but the greatest thing is when I get something in there and they put it on and they're like, oh my gosh, I would never have picked this out for myself. I look so good. Yeah. And then that is kind of the moment where I'm like, I think that's where like it locks in and they like trust me. Yeah.
And then when you see them on their social media on their birthday or on vacation and they're wearing something from you, you know, or something that you put together for them, then you know it's like on their favorite pieces list, which is always a good thing.
Yes.
So what are you not seeing on the runway that your clients are asking for? Is there any category that is missing, or a piece of clothing that's missing that you're being asked for?
Recently, I've been struggling trying to find Mother of the Bride dresses.
Yes. We hear Mother of the Bride dresses at least I'd say once a week, but it's probably more like once a day. We get asked all the time.
Wow.
Because it's Mother of the Bride that doesn't look like Mother of the Bride. Is that what you're hearing?
Yes, because they tend to look a little too promy, or they get matronly, you know? And if you think about the normal age range of mothers of the brides, it's like, I don't know, late 40s, early 50s. And nobody wants to wear that.
Yeah, nobody wants to wear that. It's interesting. So I have probably made, in the last few years, I've probably made about 11 different Mother of the Bride dresses that are not Mother of the Bride dresses that, you know, are still nice. That said, I have not moved forward with any of them, because I'm so picky about what that dress looks like. I've got in our store in Albert Park in Australia, I've got a whole back room full of these dresses that never made it past the first or second sample. But I do design a damn good suit and a damn good tuxedo. So I'm like, I think my Mother of the Bride for now is going to be in a tuxedo. But it's a hard category to make. I don't know. It's so specific. And then obviously when you make it, you don't want to make too many of them. You know, you don't want to have 100 or 200 of the same Mother of the Bride dress that a lot of people are wearing. You still want it to be special. So when we make it, we'll make 12 of the dress because we want it, if we're going to sell that to somebody, we want it to be really, really special. But it's a hard category to make.
It is.
So in the backdrop of New York City, having just been here, you think of all the things that you've done in your career and all the amazing, amazing women that you've worked with. What are you most proud of? What's your greatest accomplishment?
It probably doesn't even correlate with being here in New York. Obviously, it's a great accomplishment to be invited by, designers, such as yourself, to come and see things and spend time with them and see the collection and stuff. But I think really in my career, when my clients are happy, when they put something on, and I'm sure that you've seen this, where somebody puts something on and their face lights up and
their posture changes, everything about it changes. Yes.
That is really so beautiful and so great. And it kind of, reminds me of like what I'm doing and what I'm doing. We're not curing cancer or anything like that, but you are changing somebody's life and making it better for them.
And it's meaningful.
And it's very meaningful.
Ayron, it has been such a pleasure to have you on the podcast. And thank you so much for coming up to the shows. And I know you're here. Great. I know you're seeing so many shows, and even fitting ours in. I'm just really appreciative. Have a great rest of the time at New York Fashion Week.
Thank you.
And I'll see you back in Fort Worth.
Yes, ma'am.